Hey, so today we're going to cover who's ranking number one for divorce attorney in Salt Lake City. So that's the first thing, who's number one, how much they're potentially making from ranking number one, and third, how to beat them. Also, we're going to look at some LLM rankings, who's ranking at top in LLM search engines like ChatGPT, and how to get there yourself with your firm. So let's get straight to it. So if you look at the screen here, I looked up divorce attorney Salt Lake City. So this seems to be the keyword according to Ahrefs, which has the most search volume in Salt Lake City. There are also many other phrases that people use to find divorce attorneys or family lawyers in Salt Lake City or even in Utah. If you look here, this is the main keyword with the most search volume in Salt Lake City, divorce attorney Salt Lake City. So this is the keyword with the most search volume. But also there are some other interesting searches here as well. So for Utah, for example, a lot of people in this state search for divorce attorney Utah for lawyers statewide. So this is also important to note here. And if you were to rank number one, the aggregate search volume for this keyword seems to be between 3,000 to 5,000 searches a month. And I didn't mention that a lot of people are just searching for family lawyer, family law near me, divorce lawyer near me, and so on. So if you are a company located in Utah or in Salt Lake City and someone from that city is searching for divorce lawyer and they type in near me, Google will automatically show your business to them if you're ranking well. So no need to optimize for near me anyways. But to answer the first question, who's ranking number one? So divorce attorney in Salt Lake City, the first thing we see is the map here. First result is sponsored, but we are not interested in sponsored one. You know how to get that. You just have to pay the most. Most people don't click on the sponsored result. They click on the first result here. So the first result is law office of Pedro Razas, and how much this result is earning them approximately. Usually I do these numbers where I add the customer lifetime value, and the average customer lifetime value for a divorce attorney is around $10,000. Of course, a customer can bring in hundreds of thousands if it's like a high asset, high net worth individual, but still, this is just an average. And if we estimated that there are 3,000 to 5,000 people searching for divorce attorneys and similar keywords on Google every month, then if you were to rank number one in the map pack, you would capture about this many searches, 800 searches approximately. And if we also then take into account out of 800 people, if 2.5% or every 40th person would become a customer of yours, this would translate into 200K in case value or in customer lifetime value generated from organic search every month. And per year, it would translate into 2.4 million. So organic rankings just from Google could translate into a huge amount of extra revenue for you. So maybe right now you're relying on referrals, word of mouth, people recommending you, other business relations recommending you, or you're also doing paid ads, but it's ever increasing in price and it's quite difficult to get it profitable. This is a channel that could bring in consistent amount of new leads, new clients every month. And the more you invest into it, the more it will compound. So the first ranker right now, like although they have one of the highest scores I've ever seen in these kinds of analyses, still they haven't invested this much money into their SEO, and they're earning this back in revenue every month. So yeah, at least in my opinion, it's a super high ROI marketing channel. You might argue that referrals are even higher ROI, but you can't control referrals. Like 1 month you're gonna get a few referral clients, and the next month you might get zero. So yeah, you can't rely on these. But this particular channel is consistent. So why are they ranking number one? Why are these guys here, UtahDivorce.biz, why are they ranking number one? What are they doing differently? And how to actually beat them? So if I look at their total score, it's a 39. And how do they get this score? The main thing is that if we start from looking at the review count and the average review, so they have 236 reviews, and the average score is a 4.9. The review count is one of the most important ranking factors in the map pack, and I have scored them a 4 out of 5 in terms of review count. Because even if your review count is in the hundreds, that's already quite good. But in some cities, in some legal niches, the review count can run up into thousands. So that would earn you a 5 out of 5. But in this case, it's a 4. And the average review score, like they scored a 4.9. So I've given them a 5 out of 5. Because you don't need to get 5.0 as a review because that doesn't really build as much trust. So 4.9 is an even better score, in my opinion. And there's a lot of research to back it up. People don't trust 5.0s that much anymore because they know that like there's always someone leaving a bad review, regardless of how you service them. So they're doing pretty well in these fronts here. The next thing to look at is the Google Business Profile Optimization. So how well is the business profile optimized? And in order to do that, what I do is I just simply open up their business profile here. And the first weakness that I see is that they do not have divorce law or family law in their business name. They just have law office of Pedro. And yes, they have divorce lawyer here as the category, which is well done. And they have many other things that they are doing well. But yeah, having family law in their business name, like Brown Family Law here has, would be a huge advantage. So Brown Family Law currently has this advantage, but because they are lacking in other areas, David is still outranking them. They have images of their interior of their office, of the exterior of their office. They might have some stock images here as well. I think this is a stock image here, but they have the image of David here, interior. And yeah, so pretty well done on the image front and on the profile optimization, other than the name here. They also have the website directions. They have their business hours here. They have added the number of the services that they offer. They have a number for appointments. So this is pretty well done. The only other drawback is that if we look at the reviews, they don't have that many recent reviews. So this is a weakness of theirs. You need recent reviews, because if you look at our other rankings here, these are the previous analysis I've done. We look at patterns, like what's usually a pattern to see what drives Google map rankings. Then the review count and average review are really important. If you remember, or if you have seen my Seattle video, these guys here didn't have as many reviews as others, but their reviews were more recent. Google updated their reviews algorithm in the past year, putting more focus into the recency of reviews. So even if you had an established business that had been around for 20 plus years, but now they're lazy, they aren't capturing more reviews because they think that they have enough. They have many hundreds, if not thousands. But now if a new business shows up and they are getting new reviews every month, they will have an advantage. This is what happened in Seattle. You can't sleep on your reviews. This is definitely a weakness of theirs. And they are also not responding to their reviews either. This is also a weakness. But most other things are done pretty perfectly. This is why their Google Business Profile gets a 4 out of 5. Now, the next thing is citations. The way I look at citations is I just look for the business name and then I deduct their own website, just to see how many times their business has been mentioned on the internet and how many times those mentions have been picked up by Google. And I can just see this from the tools here. And you see, they have about 6,410 results. So this means that basically they have over 6,000 citations online. This is a huge amount. If you have seen some of the other videos I've done, then you know that usually just a couple thousand citations is already good enough, but 6,000 is a strong number here. So this is definitely driving their rankings. They have so many mentions of their business. And if you're wondering how to get citations, how to get more of them, then this is a process that we usually do for our local clients. Every month we try to get at least a few hundred citations so that it all starts to build up, add up, like on the existing citations you already have, because the more citations you have, the easier it is for you to rank. This is one of the biggest ranking factors for map back rankings. If you want to do it yourself, just make sure your business is listed on all the major legal directories and also on all other relevant US-based business directories as well. Now moving on to the titles and URLs, the way I check it is I just look at the page that's ranking at the top in the Google Map Back. This is their ranking with their homepage. And then I use a tool called Detailed SEO and I want to see their titles, although you can just check those titles from here as well. So usually this is the main title, H1 title. This is the most important title and they have the exact city that they want to optimize for and the main keyword here as well. And they are pretty well aware that divorce attorney is the keyword you need to optimize for because this keyword has the most search volume. And also looking at their other headings and titles like Salt Lake City divorce attorney, H1, legal guidance. They're using related keywords, important keywords like family law. Google can understand that family law and divorce law Google considers these as synonyms. So if someone's looking for a family lawyer or a divorce lawyer, Google knows that if one site is optimized for family law attorney in Salt Lake City, it will also rank for divorce law attorney. So yeah, the optimization is pretty well done. Here again, like divorce and family law. So now they're using both keywords together in a title. High net worth divorce, also interesting. Although in most cases, this is a hint to you as well, this page will usually require a dedicated landing page. You would do better to rank for this keyword with a dedicated landing page towards high net worth divorce in Salt Lake City or high net worth divorce Utah, Salt Lake City. So if that's the case, you also need one for yourself as well. So again, the titles are well done. And the other thing that I'm looking at is the on page. And I'm using a tool called Surfer SEO here, just to check how well is their homepage or the main page that's ranking for the divorce attorney keyword. How well is it optimized? Google wants to see, to rank a page, it wants to see that your page is covering a sufficient amount of different keywords that Google knows are relevant to divorce law, or your main keyword. So these terms are like family law attorneys, divorce attorneys. NLP here stands for natural language processing. And it's just helping Google understand what's the context of the page. And Google can know, because Google already has a ton of information. It knows which keywords should be on a page that talks about family law. And it wants to rank the most relevant page that covers the topic in the most detail. So it's looking to see these keywords on the page. And this tool just gives you a score, how many times you've used these keywords and how well you've done in that front. And Utah divorce, or our hero here, David, his score is a 70 out of 100. He's outdoing most of his competitors here. So this is well done. And a score of at least a 70 would get a 5 out of 5 because most businesses don't really pay that much attention to it. We only see one other competitor, Wall Legal Solutions here, that is outranking them in this score, but yeah, they aren't doing enough to outrank them overall. So both their on-page and titles and URLs would get a 5 out of 5. So somebody is definitely doing SEO for them. This isn't accidental. This is definitely intentional. Next two factors are domain strength and backlinks. So how strong is their overall domain and how many backlinks do they have to their main page that's ranking. But because the main page that is ranking for them is their homepage, assign the same score if that's the case. But in order to know their domain strength, we just have to go to and look at their DR here. The DR is 27 out of 100. So this is pretty well done. Usually we try to get our clients' DRs into the 30s, 40s, or 50s, depending on their budget. And DR just stands for domain rating, which means how many quality, high authority backlinks do you have? How many other high authority businesses link to your site, mention your site, reference your site? It's just calculating what's the number, what's the total score of the quantity and quality of the backlinks or references you have from other businesses. And 27 is decent, but it's not that hard to beat. So that's why it's a 3 out of 3. And the last factor that I'm looking at here is topical authority. And again, they have a score of 5 out of 5 here. And the reason is that if you look at their top pages, most of these are blog articles. And what these blog articles help them to do is generate a lot of topical authority. So Google sees them as the Wikipedia of divorce law or family law in their location. So again, they have topical authority and locational authority. And how to get that is if you just simply cover different questions or you answer different questions that people have in your city, in your area about your service, this will build a lot of topical and locational relevance. Many people are interested how these things are or how is the law set up to be in your particular area, because in the United States, different states have different laws in many areas. So like you see here, these guys, like they're covering divorce attorney in Utah. In this article, they are talking about who are the best divorce attorneys in Utah. So they're listing themselves as the number one attorney. This is something that people often do or businesses often do. And this is working pretty well for them because they're getting 163 visitors every month looking for the best divorce attorney in Utah. So they're recommending number one, and this is working for them. Another one, alimony page. Then they have Utah divorce timeline, article, sole legal and sole physical child, no fault divorce lawyers in Utah, the national child custody statistics by gender. They have over 200 different pages building up their topical authority. This is giving them a huge advantage. They have invested a lot of money into their content. If you think this is overwhelming and you don't want to do this many articles, that's fine. You don't need to do those articles in 1 month or even in a quarter or in 3 months. You can just build these up as time progresses. This is what we usually do for our clients as well. You just want to compound the amount of articles. This isn't the only ranking factor, but this is a huge factor because if you look at other reviews we've done here, these are all top rankers in their cities, some high population, very lucrative cities. Most businesses here invested hundreds of thousands into their SEO. You see here, what are the main factors that seem to repeat across different top rankers? Review count, average review score, Google Business Profile Optimization, citations. The next thing that most of these businesses are doing is they have a lot of topical authority, and most of them also have locational authority. These are the most important factors for map back rankings. And an interesting thing to see here is that Salt Lake City, although this is one of the smallest cities we've reviewed so far, they have the highest score. So these guys have paid the most attention or have put the most effort into their SEO. They've done the most, although their potential is the smallest because of just the size of the city, because the profitability is so high. They have so many strong signals going for them that it's really hard for a competitor to beat them, but it's still possible. Like you just need to match them in most of their strong areas and then outdo them in some other areas where they're weak. So it's not impossible. It's just going to take some time. And if you are able to achieve that, the potential monetary value is huge here. And the last thing is, I also wanted to check who's being recommended the most by LLMs, and ChatGPT is the most used AI search engine. And if I just ask for who's the best divorce lawyer in Salt Lake City, and what I wanted to check is that like who's being recommended and why. And this is also something I recommend you to do, and this is what we do for our clients as well, is that you definitely want to show up here as well. And if you want to know how to get AI to recommend me, AI is playing with OpenGarage, just like Google. You can see the citations or the sources. So just ask a question like this. And if you're not shown here already, then just go to the bottom here and press on sources. Click on sources. This is going to open up the right-hand side as sources. All you need to do is go here one by one and make sure or do whatever it takes to get your business listed on those sources as well. You see here, Find Law is a law aggregator listing different lawyers in different cities. So make sure you're listed as well. And also pay attention that most results here are sponsored. If you want to show up among top results, you usually need to pay some money. If you can track where your visitors are coming from, and if you see that ChatGPT, or if you think that ChatGPT is important in your area, or if you want to show up in the AI suggestions, which most businesses do, then you probably want to invest the money to be listed as one of the top lawyers in these Find Law, Super Lawyers, expertise.com, and all the legal directories that you can find from here. And also if you see any articles or like, let's say Reddit here as well, then what you can do by yourself or have someone from your team do is just simply try to subtly or naturally include a link recommendation to your business as well on Reddit, because AI search engines are relying heavily on Reddit results as well. So yeah, just go through these. And even if you are listed here, even if you are recommended, then it doesn't hurt to just go through these and try to get listed on all of them, because they are listing a number of businesses and you could be mentioned a couple of times here as well. And just to make sure that you will be listed, because probably many of your competitors aren't sleeping on this either, because if they don't see themselves listed, they will start to do the work. And by doing the work, the next time AI updates itself, updates its information, its sources, this might be shifted around, so you might drop off. So make sure to do these things, to make sure that whenever there's a source, you also get listed on that source as well, and also look for patterns. But like, just one comment about patterns. Usually this is what we see with law businesses. You want to show up on the most prominent legal directories, Fine Law, Super Lawyers, AVO, expertise.com. And you also want to have a lot of Google reviews, plus Reddit, Quora, and these online forums where if there's topic already, someone asking for a family law firm or a recommended lawyer in your area, or even if it doesn't, like you can also have someone from your office create a post and ask for a recommendation, and then someone else could respond. This is something you could do as well if you definitely want to make sure that you are listed as one of the top law firms by AI search engines. So this is it. I hope this was helpful. It was interesting to see that Salt Lake City has the best score in my subjective rankings here, because they are the smallest city reviewed so far, but that's just simply because ranking number 1 is super lucrative for them. They will get a high amount of additional clients every month consistently. They don't have to rely on paid ads. They don't have to worry that much about paid ads costs increasing. They don't have to worry about how many referrals they're getting. They can just simply focus on making sure they're still number 1, and the leads will just come in. And you don't necessarily have to beat them. Even if you're showing up in the second or third positions, this will already get you a good amount of leads as well. But of course, definitely the long-term strategy should be to beat these guys here. And another small thing, or something you might want to start from, is if you're competing with them, you want to beat them at one point. But the first thing you might start focusing on would be to go after longer tail keywords. So keywords like high net worth divorce attorney, Salt Lake City, prenup lawyer, Salt Lake City, and these kinds of longer tail keywords that most businesses aren't really targeting or don't have dedicated pages built for. But I have another entire video about long tail keywords and how to go after those. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Thank you and have a great day. Bye. Hey, do you own or run marketing for a family law firm in the United States? If you do, I have a simple offer for you. Do you want to know who's currently ranking number 1 in your city, how much they're making from ranking number 1, and what would you need to do to beat them, to rank number 1 yourself? If you press the button down below, I'm going to ask you 3 things: the city you're in, your own domain name, and your email, because I'm going to record a short 5 to 10 minute Loom video talking about who's number 1, why they're number 1, how much money they're making from being number 1, and what do you need to do to beat them. So if you want the video, just press on the button, answer the 3 questions, and I will record it and send it over to you as soon as I can. But because these takes time to record and analyze, I can only do 10. So if you're interested, just add your details here and be sure to be quick. Thank you.